Final Fantasy XIV Online video. And we're continuing the journey here with Fergus Oldtimer. And I'm looking at going against a recommendation. And I know that this is probably not a good thing, but I love crafting. I do. I like the idea of gathering materials and making something with them. I've done that in pretty much all of the role-playing games I've played, and I enjoy the process a lot. And, you know, I'm thinking about giving it a shot because I enjoy it. So, I'm going to take a look at a couple quests here and do what I can here. And maybe we'll see if I break the expectation that a lot of you have shared with me. Hey, don't do that because you're going to get burned out. All right, you're probably right. I may have to take a break of an hour or so. But yeah, I'm very interested in seeing the system that they've got. And even if I don't take this to max level and get all wrapped up in the crafting or gathering or both, whatever it is that I take on, I still want to see how it works, what the process is. And if it's anything like what we've done so far, I'm excited about it. I think this has a lot of fun, a lot of potential, rather. So, yeah, I'm not there yet. I'm actually finishing off doing some main story or main scenario quests here, and we'll take a look at crafting after that. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look at our MSQ here. Duty calls. Commence battle for Leia's Legacy. Level sync is in effect. If you are above the maximum allowed level, it will be synced as follows. Level 18. I'm level 15, so I think I'm in the safe zone. I hope I'm high enough in level. I think I am. I think I'll be all right. So, I've done some rearranging on my HUD per some recommendations. Changed the video quality. So, again, if you're watching and you have some ideas as to improvements, I'm definitely open to suggestion. And I do want to thank you all again, those of you who have taken the time to give me some feedback. I really appreciate it. Hey there. Is that Arab Prince again stepping up? Wow. Thank you, sir. This is kind of a big point in Arab Prince's life. He is looking to expand his business empire. He is working on placing a bid for another business, much like the one he's already got. And cross your fingers, because, you know, buying a business is not something for the weak at heart, right? And I hope it works out. I hope you become a mogul. You'd be like the go-to guy. Thank you, sir. Arab Prince, you never cease to amaze me, my friend. You never cease to amaze me. Thank you so much. And I know for you it might be like, oh, you know, it's 20 bucks or however much it costs to do one of those things. I don't know. But for a small streamer like me, it really does mean a lot. So thank you for that. All right. I'm going to see if I can do this without dying. I do have to kind of avoid the specials here. I think I ate a couple of them because I wasn't really paying attention there. Like that. There we go. Ah, come on. Didn't get out in time. I need to play, obviously, more than just an hour a day. I need to get used to the controls, for sure. Still kind of clunky with them, but as the nights progress, generally I get more comfortable with it. It's just usually that first half hour that I'm kind of like derp. But we'll get there. Kuplo Kopo says, "Thank you, Kupo." I get used to the kind of anime dialogue because, and same thing with the character. This is definitely not something you're going to see in a Dungeons and Dragons style realm, especially with the sound effect. It's very, science fiction and Japanese animation. All right, Kuplo Kopo. What's that, Kupo? How did I come to be out here? Ah, well, this egg here is Leia's. Leia's is a very special Jacobo, in case you didn't know. Anyway, I was having a nap in the stables when that nasty fellow crept in and tried to steal it, Kupo. So I snatched it up as quickly as I could and made a run for it. I was planning to take it back to the Bent Branch Meadows myself, but it might be safer if you did it. I'm sure Luquelot would be very happy to see you, Kupo. Me? All right, we have Leia's egg. Now we're going to make that journey back. Maybe we'll do a little sprint. So, I hit a milestone today. I clean up my Twitch streams and put my logo on it and things like that and kind of make it presentable. Well, the first one from the series just hit 1,000 views. And that's, for me, a big deal. I have never had a video reach 1,000 views. And I think that a lot of it is the content because there's a lot of people kind of going through this midlife World of Warcraft crisis. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be huge. Hey, you never know. It's definitely been a big help that so many of you, wonderful viewers, have just been so supportive, and it really does speak to the people who play this game. I'm used to getting ganked by 12-year-olds playing rogues and then doing the whole teabag dance on my corpse. Whatever. But yeah, sorry. I'm not getting that here. I have not experienced PvP. I think it's a thing. I'm sure it's here somewhere. I just haven't reached it yet. I'm obviously very low on level. But if the people I've been interacting with so far are a representative portion of the game as a whole, I think it's going to be quite a bit more mature, and I appreciate that. All right, Lucolot says, "I know not how to thank you. You had me worried for a bit there, Fergus. 'Tis good to see you and the egg back safe and sound." All right. So I was correct in my assumption that Ishgardian was involved, albeit one who did not, in fact, make off with the egg. Well, I could hardly have anticipated the intervention of a Moogle. That's that little alien-looking dude. Bugger me! Couldn't be the same one, could it? Might you have encountered our unlikely savior before, Keitha? Could be, aye. One of them saved my hide back when the calamity struck. I was in part of the woods, what we now call the stand-in courses, that day. Seemed like the whole bleeding forest was ablaze, ablaze, and I couldn't see a yalm in front of me for all the smoke. Well nigh given up hope I had. Then all of a sudden a Moogle appears out of nowhere, tugs at me smoldering sleeve, and leads me straight to a bit of the woods where the fire hadn't taken hold. And now you know why the business is named Moogle's Gift Mounts. Seemed like the least I could do. I'd be dead if it weren't for that plucky little bugger. Incredible. It may well be that the Moogle was stood vigil over us since that day. Ha! We'd better get back to work then. Wouldn't want to be letting our guardian angel down, would we? Fergus, you have our thanks. Oh, and I believe Luculot wants to give you a little something for your troubles. That's right, Luculot. Pay up. Leah's egg is irreplaceable. I cannot well express to you the depth of my gratitude. And yet, I find that I'm still troubled. While this whole regrettable episode unfolded, I bore witness to a sight that greatly concerned me. All right. So I'm going to get an antidote. Nice. This alchemically crafted restorative instantly cures most instances of poison. All right. And a targe. Cool. I don't think I can equip a shield, but... All right. Quest complete. And these quests are all currently in my the path for this character. It's these aren't side quests. This is a main scenario quest line that I'm pursuing here. And Luculot says, many thanks for your kindness earlier. I hate to impose again, but I had need of your assistance in another matter, one of grave import, I fear. Of late, I have noticed the Ixali dirigibles have been peering over the Twelveswood with increasing regularity. A dirigible is like a hot air balloon or a blimp. The frequency, however, does not bother me near so much as where they chose to fly, the patch of sky directly above the guardian tree. The tree is a sacred site, or so I was given to believe when I first came to Gridania, and thus I naturally assumed that the elements would not suffer the Ixal to profane it. Yet the birdmen have been coming and going as they please, with nary a sign of protest from the guardians of the Twelveswood. I am currently level 15. I know it's really kind of small there on the screen, but at the bottom I got my hit points, my mana points, ARC. Yeah, more initials. I need to learn what they all mean. But yeah, level 15, and I've got 29,000 plus out of 30,000 plus, so I am almost level 16 now. And it was that which set me to thinking. Ever since the appearance of the much talked about suspicious individual, many and more strange things have been occurring in the forest. Could it be that he did something to the elementals? No, it's health points. In Dungeons and Dragons, and I think it carried over into World of Warcraft, the HP just kind of became hit points. How many times you could get hit, or how many points of damage you could take before you would die or go unconscious. So I just kind of naturally revert to saying hit points, but you're right. It probably in this instance stands for health points. Good point. All right, Luculot continues. In case it proved useful, I have committed the details of my sightings to parchment and would ask that you deliver the document to Mother Mayun. I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing that right. Please make all haste. I have an irrepressible feeling that something terrible is about to happen. Yes, sir. All right. Okay, do I have anything else in this zone? Yeah, matter of perspective. Where is matter of perspective? That is up in the Black Shroud. All right. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and return. Yeah, so I've been getting a lot of really good help from people online on YouTube. They've been checking in, giving me some advice, but also cheering me on. And one of the big pieces of advice, excuse me, has been to, stick to the MSQ, the main scenario quest. You can also stick to the one just below that, which would be the secondary quest, the one that has to do with your, oh gosh, what is that? I can't remember, but they're both of these together are the ones that you should be focusing on. But you also have these side quests over here, and these are little quests that I picked up here and there, and and I started them on that first night, and since then I haven't done any of them, so they've been sitting there. But if I were to take up, say, carpentry, which is within this building right here, I could make my own bow and arrows. As an archer, that could be kind of cool. Now, it might be a few levels before I can actually make something that's better than the quest rewards. And then usually I'm like, I don't care. I like the process of exploring it, and I want to see what the process is. What does it look like? What is it? What are the requirements? And from what I understand, botany goes well with woodcraft. So I would pick up 2 skills, and I would equip 2 different pieces of gear to activate those skills. So here, if I were to put the saw in my hand, boom, I am in carpenter mode. And I would use that saw to craft things with the wood that I would have gathered as a botanist. The botany profession, I believe it's a hand axe early on. And you go out and you whack trees and you get some wood. And so those two go hand in hand. And I like that you can supply yourself with things, and again, I know I shouldn't be thinking in World of Warcraft terms, but that's where I've been for 15 or 14 plus years. So it's, for me, it'd be, botany was used for potions. It was also used for inscription. So it served a couple of different purposes. And so I'm wondering are there multiple purposes for each of our gathering skills? Could I take up carpentry and then later on take up, I don't even know what else, I have to really explore these. I haven't spent any time with it. But yeah, I'm going to go check it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to the botany trainer, and I'm going to start with that. Now, I did do a little bit of research beforehand just to, get a sense of what this whole process is, what it's supposed to look like. I think I'm in the right area. No, I am not. I got to go up to the other Gridania. There's old and new Gridania, and I've got to figure them all out. All right. And while I'm over here, no, it's up over here. Yeah, I'm getting there. I know, it's hard to believe. I haven't figured this out yet, but I'm only on day 3. So I think, personally, I'm doing quite well under the circumstances. And it's, I'm not going to lie, it's a bit overwhelming. Learning not just what my character can do, but also the map, what each of the abilities are, and there are just different functions, and I'm getting used to them. Oh yeah, I'll get it. Thank you for your faith. All right, am I high enough? Yeah. Okay. I think I am. Oh no, I'm not. Okay, so you just got a little key right there. can't see it from this angle, but there, right above there, it looks like she's about to give me a quest, but there's a key. That key is I'm not high enough in level, and I'm not sure what I need. Let's talk to... So you want to be a botanist. Hello there, and welcome to the Botanist Guild. What brings you here today? Interested in becoming a botanist, are you? Then you come to the right place. At our guild, you can study under some of the finest botanists in all the realm. An enticing proposition, is it not? So what say you? Would you like to add your name to our roll? Maybe I can do it. All right, welcome to the guild, is what I would say if you were a suitable candidate. Oh, jerk face. Alas, my instincts tell me you've only just started out as an adventurer. You don't lack for enthusiasm, I'll give you that, but you're still as green as spring grass. Come back when you've seen a bit more of the world, will you? Alright, before you can take up another discipline, you must first complete the level 10 quests of your starting class. Alright, wow, I'm level 15, but I haven't done the level 10 quests. I guess I better get on that. Alright, so we're going to stick with the MSQ, the main scenario quest, and the matter of perspective. We'll get all of that stuff done. So dread is in the air and matter of perspective. All right, is there anything in this zone? No. So matter of perspective is, ooh, can I get there from? Yeah, I'm gonna go do the matter of perspective. That's level 5, so yeah. I've got some levels to pick up here. That's all right. You guys didn't want to see me do crafting anyway, right? Now, you'll just get a chance to see the finished result of my crafting mastery as I wield my plus 75 longbow of doom. I'm a playwright, and I hesitate to say that because it sounds real like, oh, really? He writes plays, whatever. But yeah, I've written 8 full-length plays, believe it or not, and they've seen the stage. But I'm going to turn in this quest. I'm not going to accept the next one. I just want to clear my quest log. But one of the early plays I wrote involved 3 girls, 3 best friends that wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons, but they were worried about the stigma tied to it. They didn't want their friends to know, and they certainly didn't want their brother Brad to know, because Brad's a jerk, right? And so, as part of the play, I'm trying to remember where I was going with this. Well, anyway, long story short, it's a fun play. I want to be able to do it again. It's actually part of a musical, believe it or not. All right, where am I going here? Let me pull this up again. I'm just not seeing what it's asking me to do here. And again, I apologize for those of you who have been playing this game for a while and you're like, duh, dude, you press this button, then you do that, and you go over there and you do that. Simple, right? Ah, there we go. Matter of perspective. I didn't see that for whatever reason when I pulled it up. Okay. Oh yeah, see up here on the little mini map, there's a bunch of little things. Okay, we're just gonna clear out some level 5 dudes. This should be fun. Let's start off with a poison and then a whack. Wow, I don't think I need to worry about the poison. Yeah, we'll save the poison for those attacks that, or those battles that will take more than just a couple turns. All right, just 5 more. just mowing through these guys. And it's kind of fun for me because, you know, we're on day 3, and I can already feel the big growth of this character. And you're like, yeah, he's, you know, 15 levels higher than when you started. Of course you're going to see growth. But the fact that it happened in 2 play sessions, right? And again, going back to the game that must not be named, it would take a little bit longer to get to the same level, to the same confidence where I could just go whack these guys so quickly. Now, yeah, level 5s probably aren't, you know, be that hard even in WoW, but how are we doing? Okay, we're done with that. And let's see where we turn this one in. All right, we're gonna go back the way we came in. I'm racking my brain. Where was I going with? Oh, yes, talking about the play. Brad, of course, he's the bad guy. He discovers the girls playing Dungeons and Dragons, and he threatens to tell the whole school unless they let him play. And so now Brad is the super cool jock. All the girls love him. In fact, one of the girls involved in this is madly in love with him and is kind of embarrassed to, you know, tell him because she's, you know, just in awe of him. But then he starts to play World of Warcraft with them. And he becomes like the ultimate embarrassing nerd. He has a barbarian level 12, and they're all level 1s and 2s, but he's level 12, and he wields, his name is Wolfgar, you know, the barbarian from the Drizzt series. And he just proceeds to dominate the entire session until the girls take charge and they use their dungeon master powers to poison him, and his character dies. And it is an absolutely glorious comeuppance for Brad. One of my favorite plays. And it started off as just a 1-act play that I wrote for my students to perform in drama class. And then after I saw the girls perform it a few times, I thought, you know what? I think an audience needs to see this. And so I incorporated it into a night of 1-act plays. And then I put that into kind of a foundation for a play that I wrote called Totally Rad. It's an 80s musical, jukebox musical, so using existing music from the 80s. But, yeah, great show, great fun, great cast. And it's a high school show, and I know sometimes people are like, ooh, high school theater. Eesh. I'm very, very proud of the work that my students do. They rise to the occasion, and I'm, very, very happy with my nerds. That's what I call them. They're my nerds. Anyway, Lucian, welcome back, young Fergus. Tell me, were you able to put your techniques to good use? Well, I whacked some level 5s. When faced with an enemy who can attack from a distance, simply raining arrows upon it is wasteful and dangerous both. The battle would be not more than a contest of strength, which it was. By employing the appropriate technique, however, one may bring down one's foe with greater ease and fewer arrows. For instance, you may choose to prime your weapon well and strike hard, or employ toxins to sap their strength over time. On the assumption that this fact dawned upon you prior to the fall of your 16th target, I congratulate you on passing the trial. Man, Fergus, looks like you've been through it, dude. All right, Leia, Silver, what is your honest evaluation? Ooh, judgment. Not bad, if you ask me. The adventurer pulls a good bow and is enthusiastic besides. Why, thank you. A pleasure to meet you. My name is Leia Aliapo, and this is my 2nd year at the guild. It's quite plain that you have talent with a bow, but you must take care to mind your surroundings when you're pursuing a target. Thank you. I had my eye on you for the duration of your trial, but not once did you notice my presence. Oh, sneaky devil. Mind your surroundings? That's rich coming from you. Ooh, Silver. Oh. Your every movement is wasteful, adventurer. Your back is crooked and your elbows are misaligned. It takes you an age to prime your bow and twice as long to loose an arrow. Boy, this guy's going to have to get an arrow to the butt. In summary, you fail on all counts. You have no talent as an archer, none whatsoever. I shall say it plain, Lucien. This man is not fit to wield a bow. For our sake and his, we should revoke his membership. Ooh. As I've always said, outsiders can scarce be expected to understand, never mind master, our noble art. We waste our breath trying to teach his like. Man. What? Well, allow me to introduce you to Silver, our comrade at the butts. The fellow was once of the god's quiver, you see, and he can be a little opinionated when it comes to archery. Oh, but you mustn't pay him any heed. He's like that to everyone. You'd be lucky to get much sense out of a fossil-brained wildwood Ellison like him at the best of times. Man, I'm getting these words though, right? I hope. With them, it's always 12 woods this, and elementals that, and... Oh, ahem. No offense intended, Lucien. None taken, Leah. I know full well that some of my kind can be prideful to excess and intolerant of other races. Although people may behold the same object, ever will they see different things. There is no right or wrong to it, for it is a question of perspective. What matters is the perspective we choose to adopt. You are possessed of bright eyes, Fergus. Eyes that bespeak great understanding. They shan't lead you astray, so trust them and to what they see. Go now and resume your training. I look forward to marking your progress when next we meet. So, but I want to meet right now. Can I have the next quest, please? I'm not done. All right. Ooh, get an eye patch. I think I already have an eye patch. Try to see if any of these are going to be upgrades. And it doesn't really look like any of these are. So we'll take this one because it's worth a bit more. Ooh, but is this an upgrade? No, that one's not even an upgrade. Yeah, we were obviously way overpowered for that quest. So we need to keep building on that. All right, Guildmaster Lucien wishes you to learn how to see things from different perspectives. It pleases me to see how you've grown as an archer. Plainly, you have taken my counsel to heart and learned to see with your own eyes. I would now have you discover what it means to behold things from a different standpoint. You will recall Leia Aliapo, one of your seniors at the guild. I have given you over to her care for this lesson. Speak with her and do as she bids. All right. And there she is. I've been expecting you, Fergus. Shall we get on with it then? First, a quick review. Remember how the bowmaster had you seek out and destroy targets hidden throughout the city? Well, I would have you do the same. This time, however, you will need to venture outside the gates. I'm sure you've realized by now, but there is no guarantee of safety within Twelveswood. As you search, you should take care to mind your surroundings. You won't have the luxury of focusing solely on your quarry this time. You'll have to keep your eyes peeled for potential threats as well. That said, your objective is to destroy the targets alone, so avoid unnecessary combat and maintain a safe distance from any hostile creatures you encounter. Should you come under attack, take to your heels, risking direct confrontation only if you can't outrun your pursuers. The targets are hidden in the central shroud. As before, use the heavy shot technique to destroy each one with a single arrow. Go well, Fergus. All right. So yeah, heavy shot is on our number 1. So we'll be using that once we acquire the target. All right. Central shroud. Let me take a look here. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we'll just come out and come south. We can do that. I really do need to trust the little icon right here, but that one's for the MSQ, not the class quest. So we got to get to level 10. Wondering if this is a level 6 class quest. So it might be a while before I can start breaking the rules. And that's okay. I've got a lot of things to get used to and to learn how to do well. So the longer I can spend doing combat, the better, for sure. Need to get used to doing things a certain way. Okay, we are looking for targets. And they will be up to the northern edge of this map. So I'm assuming the next little area over will have some aggro. Down. Okay, let's avoid those dudes as best we can. Be nice if we had a stealth, right? There was a way to move around without getting a whole lot of aggro, or any aggro. Let's see. One of my favorite things to do in EverQuest was single pull. And if you're familiar with the old game, you have to be really old to be familiar with it, but there was a zone that was full of gorillas, and they were aggro. But there was one gorilla in particular that was a pretty important pull. I can't remember what he dropped, but it was a big deal. And let's see if I can do this. Come on. How close do I need to get? Closer. There we go. All right, there we go. 1 down. 2 out of 6. Make that 3 out of 6. Booyah. All right, let's get to the next area. But to do so, I need to get out of the water. Oh, come on. There we go. And so one of my great sources of pride was I was able to go out into this big zone, find the gorilla, and bring it all the way back without any ads. And the zones were big, and it was quite a challenge. So it was one of those things that you know, the people in my guild for sure were like, dude, well done. And you know, it's always nice to have people that you game with to, you know, appreciate your skills. I wasn't always perfect. I do remember the first time I went into an ice giant area and I mistakenly used tab to target, which we all know is a big no-no. But I was cocky and I thought, okay, there's the great big old giant. How can I miss it? So I just hit tab. Well, it went to the mobs that were on a bridge above the giants. And nobody realized it until all of the denizens of this zone came streaming down the steps and wiped us all out. Just no hope. We couldn't even run. It was just an overwhelming onslaught. And I had to own it. I mean, that's that. And when you die in EverQuest, it is a mission to go, you know, collect your corpse and get all of your gear. It was a big deal because you also lost some experience. So I had, you know, I think it was like 15 people, and they were all pretty pissed off at me for that. So, yeah, I can brag all I want, but I do know that I am not perfect. That is for sure. All right, we'll just come down here. Luckily, those were few and far between. I don't remember doing that very often. Hey, this guy's P. Joshua. My real name is Joshua, so we're just going to ban Joshua for being a pest. There we go. All right. Let's talk to Mother Mayun. This is part of my main quest here. Hello, Fergus. Word of your tireless efforts at Bent Branch Meadows has reached my ears. The folk there have naught but the highest praise for you. Hey, you certainly have a knack for making Mother proud. Keep up the good work, you hear? A letter from Luquelot? Why, yes, here it is. I haven't the slightest inkling what this could be about. Gods be good. I have a mission for you, Fergus. Suffice it to say, it is urgent. I fear it may also prove dangerous. However, so you must be prepared. Make what arrangements you can and report back to me the moment you are ready. Yes, ma'am. All right. Let's report back to her right away. So she has a mind to assign you to a mission of great import. Time is of the essence, so I shall speak plain. Based on Luquelot's observations, the Ixal have designs on the guardian tree, and they mean to act soon. The tree is the oldest living thing in the ancient forest, and it is held sacred by every forest-born Gridanian. Should it come to any harm, the elementals would fly into a rage beyond pacifying. I dread to think of the chaos that would ensue. There isn't much time. We must act quickly. Fergus, please see this letter to the hands of Bow Lord Lewin at the seat of the first bow in Quiver's Hold. Should the need arise, pray put yourself wholly at this man's disposal. I strongly suspect he will need all of the able-bodied souls he can muster. The fate of Gridania hangs in the balance. Go swiftly, Fergus. Fly. Be like the wind. All right. Let's go back up there. And here we are. Got a couple of quests to turn in here. Hey, hey, hey. Love it when a plan comes together. Let's talk to Leia first. This is a lower level quest. Well, well, you made short work of those targets, I must say. It seems you learned to seek your prey without being preyed upon. Let's continue then. I have a mind to give you more practical experience, and we received a request just recently which I think will provide the perfect opportunity. It seems tree slugs and vultures have been congregating in ever-increasing numbers in the vicinity of the honey yard, causing no end of trouble for the locals. We have been tasked with culling the beasts. The request comes direct from Stillglade Thane. When the wood whalers and God's Quiver cannot spare the forces to attend such matters, the conjurers often turn to us for help. And before you ask, there's a good reason why they would rather not see to this particular task themselves. The creatures in question possess abilities which can cause problems for the magically inclined. But that's quite enough about conjurers' troubles. Lucienne taught you how to discern an enemy's key traits, did she not? Well, now you'll need to do so while maintaining situational awareness, lest you be overrun. Consider this a comprehensive review of her lessons, and mine own. Your orders are as follows. Head out to the East Shroud, and there put down 8 tree slugs and 8 vultures, using all of your skills as an archer. Good hunting, Fergus. All right. Those are low levels as well. I think they're 7 and 8 or so. But now we have the big quest, God's Quiver Bow. He sounds like a badass. An urgent message from Mother Myron. Very well, you may enter. Dude, with a name like that, he's just a guard? God's Quiver Bow. And Lewin. So you are Fergus Oldtimer, the adventurer of whom I have heard so much. I understand you wish words with me. My own has information on the Ixal, you say? Speak freely, you have both my ears. I just need your eyes. Read this. Oh, I missed it. Before Nafika, I swear those filthy birdmen will not touch it, nay, not so much as a single leaf. 12, help me. How can it be that neither the wood whalers nor the God's Quiver caught wind of this? I cannot help but think this plot bears the mark of the masked devil who has eluded us for so long. We must be wary. This incursion may be more than it seemed. Ah, would that the warriors of light were still with us. But this is no time for such idle thoughts. I thank you for delivering this message. You may assure Mayun that I will dispatch a unit of my best men to invest it. My lord! What is it? It's the Ixal, sir. The Ixal have amassed at the Guardian Tree. Already? Bloody hells. Fergus, Mayun believes you capable, and I think of no better judge than she. Lend us your strength this day. Aid in the defense of the Guardian Tree. What? All right. All right, we have done so. We're now going to go kick some booty. I know he wants us to rush to this tree to help save the tree, but I've got some low level quests I need to take care of. Let's go kill some slugs first. Yeah, I know the world's about to end. Just bear with me. All right, I believe it said east. Let's take a look. School of Hard Knocks. And all right, so I need to go down here and then up over there. Okay. I think I know where I'm going. I'm going to learn these maps. I'm gonna. And this is just one of a few cities that I know of. I know that at some point later on I get access to a blimp to carry me between cities. And I think there are 2 other cities immediately attached to this one. But I think there are more. I just don't know how many. So yeah, just when you think it's like, oh yeah, I've got this this whole thing figured out. Now go learn another city. Frankly, I remember, back in the day when we made our own city maps, we had grid paper for Dungeons and Dragons. So everything we made was square or rectangular, and it all made sense. All right, let me make sure I'm doing this the right way here. Am I going the right way? No, I'm not. Of course not. So what happens, I get to talking and telling stories, and I just completely forget what it is I'm supposed to be doing. But I remember being, I don't know, 12, 13 years old, and, not Warcraft, Dungeons and Dragons was still this, awe-inspiring mystery that we just couldn't wait to delve into. And I would spend hours with, you get those little notebooks full of graph paper and mechanical pencils. Yeah, I did that a lot. I made, at one point, a walled city and labeled all of the entrances and the gates and all of the points of interest, from the mayor's mansion down to, the shoemaker's office or shop. I mean, I was really, really detailed. And yeah, I was quite proud of that. And I'm trying to remember what happened. We never ended up using it, which was, ooh, hey, this is new. Okay, good. Level 10. Okay, so these are a little bit tougher. That's good. So we'll actually start with some poison then. We'll use, I've got 2 different cooldowns here, and that was one of the things I learned from chat. The cooldowns, ooh, I joined a fate. That can be cool, but it can also be a distraction when you're really trying to stay focused on doing what it is you're supposed to be doing. And you get attacked by something that you just were not expecting. But I'm in range for this. Yeah, the northern oh, and that's actually part of the fate, so that's good. That worked out pretty well. So if you're new to this, a fate is just kind of a random event that comes up, and if you happen to be in the area when it comes up and take part in it or not, just happen to be there when it ends. Let's see. Yeah. You get some experience for it, and you get some cash. And we all love cash, right? And yeah, it looks like I'm getting credit for this. That's good. So we're doing what's called double dipping. I'm a big fan of double dipping. Ooh. One was running away and another one attacked me from behind. Jerk face. But luckily they're pretty doable. And yes, I know that my tactics at this point are pretty crap. I promise I will get better at this. I hope. I might just be that guy. Dude, don't game with the old timer. He has no idea what he's doing. It's like it's the first time he's ever played this game. All right, vultures are done. The fate is still going, but I'm going to attack some slugs here, get those out of the way. Nice try, Mr. Slug. All right. Getting close. So the fate has, we're at 73%. If we don't finish it in 11 minutes, then nobody gets anything out of it. So luckily there are other people here taking part. I think I've done a fair amount. But if I get my last slug in here and there's still time, I will certainly step in. I'm sure she doesn't want to fight 3 at a time. Yeah! Yeah, see? There we go. Fate complete. Hey, we got 2100 experience for that. And 22 gil. I'm still trying to figure out the value of gil. I think I understand it. I've got 4,200. I don't know if that's good or mediocre. All right. We want now School of Hard Knocks. We just did that one, right? No, we have not done School of Hard Knocks. Okay. If we go and exit, I'm going to leave this map open as I make this trek. Until I can get more comfortable with where I'm supposed to go and how I'm supposed to get there. I'll just keep that up. Okay. I think I can take a boat. I want to go to Old Gridania. All right. Yeah. From there we will skip to Maloo over to the correct zone. I think. Yeah. All right. So this is kind of an auction house, I believe. And I think that you can list things that you've crafted or found for sale. I don't understand it yet, if it's how similar this is to the auction house that I'm familiar with. But we'll see. Yeah, all right. Making sure I'm going the right way. It's another one of the reasons I want to start looking at crafting is that, is it a viable source of income? I know in some games, yes. In other games, not so much. All right, so I just want to head up there to the Archers Guild, which is right up over here. Okay, it's looking like we're coming up on 1 hour, and I made a deal with my wife that I will stream more often, but not for as long. I was doing epic 3-hour streams, and it was taking a toll on me as well as on her. So I will be calling it quits here after I turn in this little quest and introduce the next one. All right, Leah says, judging by your smug expression, I'd say you've acquired a feel for maneuvering to exploit enemy weaknesses whilst covering your own. Vultures are wont to keep their opponents at wing's length, and their attacks will send you flying. The solution to this is simple: maneuver to the rear. Tree slugs, on the other hand, have an annoying knack of disrupting spellcasting with their secretions. As such, you would do well to keep the creatures away from any mages in your party. Needless to say, good positioning is the key to success in battle, which is why it is absolutely essential that you know your target's traits. The knowing of these traits is a fundamental part of hunting. Before the Keepers of the Moon conceived of archery, they dwelt not in the city, but the forest. For my people, hunting was a way of life. In hindsight, I suppose this was more a lesson on hunting than on archery. Lucienne knows well my past, so mayhap this was her intent. Hunting, too, is an art. Before I came to Gridania, I never gave it much thought, but the more I think of home, the more I begin to realize... Sorry, forgive me. I'm not usually given to fits of sentiment. Truly, I forget I said anything. But do not forget that a hunter must recognize his prey's weakness and strike swiftly when the opportunity presents itself. That concludes your lesson. Now I suggest you pay Lucienne a visit. She is doubtless eager to hear from you. All right, Lucienne, what you got? Ooh, a cutscene. It's good to see you, Fergus. I hope you learned much from Leah. Oh, the butthead, Silver. You, adventurer. Is it true? Are you the one who slew the tree slugs and vultures? Acknowledge that you slew the creatures. Sure. Yes. How dare she entrust the security of our people to the hands of a stranger? I knew Mikote were reckless, but she is downright irresponsible. Shame on her. Did I not warn you that it was folly to suffer that women's presence in our guild, Lucienne? Every time she wastes an arrow on game, she drags our noble art back into the darkness. I and this boy, too. He is an embarrassment to us all. Dude, I'm 50. That's quite enough, Silver. Your skill with the bow is undeniable, as is your love for our nation. Yet there is much and more you have yet to learn about archery. Fergus has matured greatly in the short time that he has been with us. You know this to be true. I suggest you come to terms with Fergus's presence here. You will be giving him his next lesson, after all. Unless, of course, you have any objections. Good. As for you, Fergus, I would have you devote yourself wholly to training ahead of your lesson with Silver. Suffice it to say, he will not be an easy instructor to impress. On that we can agree. Before you take your leave, there is something I would tell you. You are as dedicated a student as has ever set foot in these halls. In recognition of your fervor for learning, I hereby grant you permission to join the other guilds. There we go. Naturally, you will need to obtain the express permission of the relevant guildmaster, but I doubt that any will refuse one such as you. In Gridania, you will find guilds representing lancers, conjurers, leatherworkers, carpenters, and botanists. You are free to seek membership in any that piques your interest. I ask that you keep but one thing in mind. Although there is merit in exploring new avenues, there is also virtue in pursuing a single discipline with all one's heart. The decision is ultimately yours to make. Whichever path you take, be it that of the bow or no, I shall follow your progress with interest, for in you I see the makings of greatness. You now have access to the armory system. Quests to unlock the other classes can be taken by speaking to the receptionist in the corresponding guild. There exist myriad disciplines in Eorzea that adventurers can take up. For the most rewarding experience, however, it is recommended that you first focus on mastering your current class. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to get a plumed maple bow. Still losing damage on that. Let's see. Do I want the jacket, the helm, the gloves? I'll take the boots, the hard leather thigh boots. There we go. All right, folks, that does it for tonight. I do want to thank you for your time tonight. Thank you for hanging out with me. And for those of you who have been with me from the beginning of this journey here for the last few days, thank you for your kind words, your words of encouragement, and, you know, just for being there. I spent many hours alone playing World of Warcraft, and I don't feel that I'm alone here. Even though I may not be grouped up with any of you, I do have an open conversation. And if you choose to leave a note, I will respond. That's my solemn vow to you. I'm not that big of a streamer that I can't respond. So please, leave me a message. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Tell me what you like, what you don't like. Tell me what, give me some advice. I'd love to hear it. And, yeah. So thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. That is episode 3 in the books.